Three things happened in quick succession that changed the course of my life. A call came from home. It was mother. It was the first time I was hearing her voice in 3 years. She sounded like a broken woman. She had lost so much in the war. Father was gone. Chelo was gone. They couldn't go back to Lagos. The house had been taken over by some people and they simply heckled her when she tried to stake claims. Maybe if father was around, it would have been different. Mother now lived in devastated Umuahia. Afam had left home one day and had not come back. She refused to believe he was dead, and I didn't want to be the one to convince her to consider the possibility. My heart bled at how resigned mother sounded. The only time it seemed like a smile came through her voice was when I put the kids on the phone. I wept quietly after that call. After this, I found out that Ugonna had a kid with a white woman. The kid was about Charles, my first son's age. I didn't love Ugonna, but I had been brought up to respect the sanctity of marriage in mother's scripture union meetings. It had shattered what was left of the fragile thread that held our marriage together. When I confronted him about the child, Ugonna flew into a rage. He had been abusive before and had broken things in the house, but I had never ever seen him like that. Are you questioning my manhood? Are you questioning who the head of this home is? Is it because I have been lenient and allowed you to do something? I will show you. He kept shouting this way as he broke things. By this time, I was 8 months pregnant and I became afraid that he would hurt me or the baby. My eyes kept darting to the telephone. He noticed and violently yanked the box out of the line. You want to call the police, Abi? You want them to deport me? Which? He screamed. I knew I was in serious trouble by then. The typewriter sat on the table in the living room, in a small space I had turned into a little office of sorts for my writing. The finished manuscript of my first book sat on the table. Rosabelle was meant to come the next morning to pick it up and run copies to begin to hunt for a publisher. That is what has been giving you the mind to challenge me, he said as he moved towards the typewriter. I reacted instinctively, putting myself between him and the table. For the first time in the marriage, Ugonna put his hands on me and shoved me to the ground. I couldn't move. He climbed over me and attacked my typewriter, smashing it on the ground repeatedly. I shuddered to think that he was taking out the rage physically on the machine, since he was trying to constrain himself from not attacking me physically with that viciousness. Not satisfied with the carnage, he carried my manuscript and went to the kitchen. My eyes followed him in horror, wondering what he wanted to do with it. I didn't have to wait long. He threw it into one of my large pots and set it ablaze, a twisted smile on his face as he watched it burn. I tried to shout, but my voice was gone. I sobbed quietly as I watched months of my work burn to ashes. It was as if the baby reacted to the horror before my eyes. My water broke.